On the edge of known space, the Galactic Council ruled with an iron fist. The Council controlled multiple star systems and kept their power through strict secrecy and fear. Little did anyone know, their greatest secret was about to be uncovered. It all started with strange signals. Earth's space monitoring system, always on high alert, picked up unusual transmissions from deep space. These signals were unlike anything seen before, pulsing in a complex pattern that seemed to defy known technology. The signals were faint but persistent, and they piqued the interest of Earth's top scientists and military experts. Dr. Emily Carter, a leading astrophysicist on Earth, was the first to notice the odd signals. She was working late in her lab, reviewing data from a recent space probe when she saw the patterns on her screen. "These signals don't match any known frequencies," she muttered, her curiosity growing. She knew she had stumbled upon something important. Emily's discovery quickly reached the ears of Admiral Tom Reynolds, head of Earth's Space Defense Command. Tom was a seasoned leader with a reputation for dealing with interstellar threats. He took immediate action, assembling a team of elite operatives to investigate the signals further. The operatives, known for their stealth and skill, were dispatched to follow the mysterious transmissions. They used advanced technology to trace the signals to a remote region of space, far from the prying eyes of the Galactic Council. As they delved deeper, their findings became more astonishing. Hidden within this remote region, the operatives discovered a massive fleet of starships. The ships were well equipped and seemed to be in perfect working order, despite their age. It was clear that the fleet had been kept hidden for a long time. The sight of these ships cloaked in secrecy and waiting for orders was shocking. Back on Earth, the news of this hidden fleet spread quickly among the highest levels of government. The discovery was both alarming and intriguing. The Galactic Council, with its reputation for being all-powerful and secretive, had hidden this fleet to maintain its control over the galaxy. The fleet was not just a symbol of power, it was a potential weapon that could change the balance of power. As the operatives sent back their detailed reports and images of the fleet, Earth's leaders faced a crucial decision. The Council's hidden fleet could be a major threat, or it could be an opportunity. They had to decide whether to expose this secret or keep it hidden until they were ready to act. Admiral Reynolds convened a high-level meeting with key officials. They discussed the implications of the fleet and how to handle the information. The room was filled with tension as they weighed their options. "If the Council decides to use this fleet against us, we need to be prepared," Admiral Reynolds said, his voice steady but serious. "We can't afford to be caught off guard." The decision was made to prepare for all possibilities. Earth's military began to increase its readiness, and intelligence agencies worked to uncover more about the Council's plans. At the same time, efforts were made to gather more information about the hidden fleet and its capabilities. As the days went by, the Galactic Council remained unaware that their secret was on the verge of being exposed. The hidden fleet, once a symbol of their unseen power, was now a potential game-changer. Earth's leaders knew that revealing this secret could spark a major conflict, but keeping it hidden could leave them vulnerable. Dr. Carter and Admiral Reynolds, along with their teams, worked tirelessly to gather all the necessary information. The hidden fleet was no longer just a mystery, it was a looming threat that needed to be addressed. The stage was set for a confrontation that could alter the fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. As the operatives continued their surveillance, they knew one thing for sure. The Galactic Council's hidden fleet was about to become a key factor in the unfolding drama between Earth and the galaxy's most powerful rulers. The discovery of the hidden fleet was a game-changer. As the information made its way through the channels of power on Earth, it created waves of shock and alarm. The once silent space above Earth now buzzed with anxiety and speculation. Dr. Emily Carter's findings were officially confirmed, and the world was about to learn the truth. A global press conference was scheduled where President Sarah Lawson, Earth's leader, would address the public. The news was too important to be kept secret any longer. On the day of the press conference, the media was abuzz with anticipation. Reporters from all corners of the globe gathered, their cameras flashing and microphones poised. The atmosphere was tense as President Lawson prepared to speak. The world waited to hear what the government had discovered and what it meant for their future. "Ladies and gentlemen," President Lawson began, her voice steady but filled with gravity, Today, we reveal a significant discovery that will change our understanding of the Galactic Council. We have uncovered a hidden fleet, kept secret for years, and we have confirmed its existence and capability. The announcement was met with gasps and murmurs of disbelief. The hidden fleet, once a mere rumor, was now a confirmed reality. The details of its size and power were staggering. The fleet consisted of dozens of massive starships, capable of devastating entire planets if used aggressively. In the days that followed, the news spread rapidly. Social media exploded with reactions, and the story dominated headlines. People around the world were stunned. How could the Galactic Council, which had always seemed so distant and powerful, have hidden such a formidable force right under their noses? Governments and military leaders across the globe reacted swiftly. Earth's Space Defense Command went into high alert, upgrading defenses and preparing for any possible threats. The Council's hidden fleet was now a pressing concern, and Earth had to be ready for anything. Admiral Tom Reynolds, who had led the investigation, was in the spotlight. He was interviewed by news outlets and gave updates on the situation. "We are taking every precaution," Reynolds assured the public. "Our military forces are on high alert, and we are working closely with our allies to ensure that we are prepared for any potential conflict." The revelation had a profound impact on global politics. Countries that had previously been at odds began to collaborate, united by the common threat posed by the Galactic Council. Joint military exercises were conducted, and information was shared freely among nations. The hidden fleet had become a unifying factor in an otherwise fragmented world. Behind the scenes, Earth's leaders faced intense discussions. They debated their next moves carefully. Some suggested a direct confrontation, while others advocated for diplomatic efforts to negotiate with the Council. The debate was heated, with each side presenting their arguments passionately. The Galactic Council, meanwhile, was caught off guard by the sudden exposure. Their secret fleet, a symbol of their hidden power, was now public knowledge. The Council's officials were in a state of confusion, trying to manage the fallout from the revelation. They had to decide how to respond to Earth's new position and whether to acknowledge or deny the existence of their hidden fleet. As the situation developed, the tension between Earth and the Galactic Council grew. The Council's response to the reveal was critical. Would they attempt to intimidate Earth with displays of power, or would they seek to negotiate and find a peaceful resolution? For now, Earth stood on edge, bracing for the next move. The hidden fleet had been exposed, and the balance of power had shifted. Earth's leaders knew that they had to act wisely to protect their world and navigate the complex political landscape that was unfolding. As the world watched with bated breath, the next chapter in the struggle between Earth and the Galactic Council was about to begin. The revelation of the hidden fleet was only the beginning of a new and uncertain era, one filled with challenges and opportunities that would test the resolve and ingenuity of humanity. The revelation of the Galactic Council's hidden fleet had thrown Earth into turmoil. With the truth now public, the once hidden tension between Earth and the Council erupted into a full-scale diplomatic crisis. The Galactic Council, known for its powerful and secretive ways, was enraged by the exposure. Council leaders, meeting in their grand, dimly lit chambers, were furious. "How did this happen?" shouted Councillor Therick, his voice echoing off the walls. "How did the humans find out about our fleet?" The Council's response was swift and aggressive. They dismissed Earth's claims as a lie and accused Earth of trying to stir up conflict. In a formal statement, the Council declared, "The so-called hidden fleet is a relic from an old era, no longer operational." Earth's accusations are baseless and provocative. But the Galactic Council's denial did little to calm the storm. On Earth, the public's fear and anger grew. Social media buzzed with speculation, and citizens worried about the potential threat. News channels showed images of the hidden fleet's massive ships, further fueling anxiety. In response to the Council's denial, Earth's leaders decided to take a strong stance. President Sarah Lawson addressed the world, stating, "We have credible evidence of the hidden fleet's existence and capabilities. We will not be intimidated or dismissed. Our military is on high alert, and we are prepared to defend ourselves if necessary." The Galactic Council's aggressive stance only intensified the situation. Their ships began moving closer to Earth's space boundaries, performing military maneuvers that could be seen from telescopes and tracking systems. This show of force was clearly meant to intimidate Earth and test their resolve. Admiral Tom Reynolds, who had become a key figure in the response, worked tirelessly to keep Earth's defenses robust. He coordinated with other spacefaring nations, increasing joint military exercises and readiness drills. "We need to be ready for anything," Reynolds said. "The Council's actions are a clear message. We cannot afford to be caught off guard." Behind the scenes, diplomatic efforts were ongoing but increasingly strained. Negotiations with the Galactic Council were difficult and tense. Earth's diplomats tried to find a peaceful solution, proposing meetings and discussions to resolve the crisis. However, the Council's representatives were uncooperative, their attitude hostile and dismissive. Public opinion on Earth was divided. Some people supported a strong military response, believing that only a show of force would make the Council back down. Others urged for continued diplomacy, hoping to avoid an all-out conflict. The debate was heated, with passionate arguments on both sides. Meanwhile, in the Galactic Council's chambers, internal politics were at play. Some council members wanted to escalate the situation to demonstrate their power, while others feared a full-scale war with Earth could be disastrous. The debates within the council were intense, with no clear consensus on how to handle the growing crisis. As the standoff continued, small skirmishes and incidents occurred near the borders of Earth's space. These minor conflicts added to the tension and made the situation feel increasingly precarious. Both sides were on edge, and the risk of a larger confrontation loomed. The situation was becoming a high-stakes game of chess. Each side was carefully calculating their moves, trying to outmaneuver the other while avoiding a full-scale war. Earth's leaders and military strategists were working around the clock, analyzing every piece of information and preparing for any possible scenario. The Galactic Council's hidden fleet, once a secret weapon, was now a symbol of the escalating conflict. The exposure of the fleet had set off a chain reaction of events, raising the stakes and bringing Earth and the Council closer to a potential showdown. As the days passed, the tension only grew. The threat of conflict hung heavy in the air, and the world watched with bated breath. The next steps taken by both Earth and the Galactic Council would determine the course of their future and the fate of countless lives across the galaxy. The tension between Earth and the Galactic Council had reached its breaking point. What had started as a heated diplomatic dispute was now on the verge of becoming a full-scale war. The hidden fleet, once a secret, had become the center of an escalating crisis. Admiral Tom Reynolds and his team were on high alert. Earth's Space Defense Command had been preparing for months, but now the situation was coming to a head. The Council's ships were moving closer to Earth, their massive forms looming in the void of space. Earth's defenses were fully activated, ready for whatever might come next. It was early morning on Earth when the first sign of the impending confrontation appeared. A series of warning alarms blared across Earth's military bases and space stations. The Galactic Council's fleet had crossed into Earth's space, and it was clear that they were not just performing drills. Admiral Reynolds convened an emergency meeting with his top commanders. "This is it," he said, his voice resolute. "We've been preparing for this moment. Now we need to act swiftly and decisively." The plan was set. Earth's military would engage the Council's fleet, but with a strategy designed to minimize damage and avoid unnecessary loss of life. The goal was to defend Earth and force the Council to retreat, not to start a full-scale war. As the Council's fleet approached, Earth's space defense systems sprang into action. Fighters and warships were deployed, forming a defensive perimeter around the planet. The massive starships of the Council loomed ominously, their powerful engines glowing with energy. The first shots were fired when a Council battleship launched a salvo of energy beams toward Earth's outer defenses. The beams struck, causing explosions and shaking the space stations. Earth's military responded with precision, intercepting the incoming fire and targeting the Council ships with well-coordinated strikes. The battle in space was fierce and chaotic. The Council's fleet, though large and powerful, was met with a determined and well-prepared Earth defense. Ships on both sides maneuvered through the vacuum of space, exchanging fire and dodging attacks. On the ground, the people of Earth watched the unfolding battle with a mix of fear and hope. News reports provided live coverage, showing the dramatic scenes of the space conflict. The sight of Earth's fighters engaging the Council's massive ships inspired both awe and anxiety. Admiral Reynolds, overseeing the battle from a command center, made critical decisions in real time. His leadership and tactical skills were crucial in ensuring that Earth's forces held their ground. "Stay focused and stay strong," he commanded his fleet. "We can push them back!" As the battle raged, Earth's forces managed to gain an advantage. They used their knowledge of the Council's tactics and weaknesses to outmaneuver their opponents. The Council's ships, though powerful, were not prepared for the level of resistance they encountered. In a surprising move, a group of Earth's fighters managed to breach the shield of one of the Council's flagship vessels. They targeted its core systems, causing significant damage and forcing the flagship to retreat. The sight of the damaged flagship retreating was a morale boost for Earth's defenders. Despite the progress, the conflict was far from over. The Galactic Council's fleet was regrouping, preparing for a counterattack. Both sides knew that the outcome of this battle would be pivotal in shaping the future of their relations. As the fight continued, the Galactic Council faced internal pressure. Some members questioned the wisdom of their aggressive stance, while others urged for a decisive victory. The Council's leaders were caught between the need to maintain their authority and the growing realization that their plans might be unraveling. Back on Earth, the mood was tense. The military, while showing strength and resilience, knew that the confrontation could escalate further. The world waited anxiously for news of the outcome, hoping that the battle would lead to a resolution without leading to a full-scale war. The showdown between Earth and the Galactic Council was a dramatic clash of power and resolve. Each side was determined to protect their interests and prove their strength. As the battle wore on, it became clear that the conflict would shape the future of both Earth and the galaxy.